Most people still chase the same overhyped Miami neighborhoods thinking that's where their money is. But the best real estate investments, well, they're hiding in neighborhoods that most people can't even point out on a map. And one of these neighborhoods just surged 30% in value this year, and you won't find it in any tourist guide. It's not about beaches or buzz anymore, it's about spotting the quiet power players that are rewriting Miami's real estate game. These 7 neighborhoods are leading that shift faster than anybody expected. Let's check them out. All right, let's kick things off with the neighborhood that everyone's talking about right now, Edgewater. And you've probably heard the name more than once lately, and honestly, there's a reason for that. Edgewater has become the place people are flocking to in 2025, and once you visit, it's easy to see why. Let's start with the market itself. As of Q2 2025, the median asking price in Edgewater sits at $699,000. The average list price is just over $1 million, to be specific, about $1,028,000. Now, why the big gap? Because this neighborhood is home to a growing number of luxury listings. We're seeing units well into the multi-million-dollar range, with the highest priced condo listed right now at $8.45 million. On the flip side, the lowest listings are still around about $275,000, usually for smaller or less updated units, which makes this a surprisingly flexible market depending on your goals. Price per square foot is averaging around $959, but in newer luxury towers, that number often breaks $1,000 per square foot easily, putting Edgewater in the same conversation as Brickell and South of 5th. Now, let's talk about location because that's where Edgewater really wins. This neighborhood hugs the Biscayne Bay waterfront, giving you panoramic views and direct water access, but you're still just minutes from downtown Miami and the Brickell Financial District. You can walk to the Miami Design District, one of the most upscale shopping and dining destinations in the city, and you got fast access to I-95, the 395, and the 195. And you're also not too far from public transportation options like the bus, the Metro Mover, and even the Brightline. This is one of the most strategically located neighborhoods in all of Miami. Now, let's look at performance. Edgewater constantly ranks among the highest appreciation areas in the city. Luxury condo prices here are growing faster than almost any other neighborhood. And it's not just domestic buyers, there is strong demand from international investors who want that waterfront lifestyle without paying the South Beach premiums. And if you're an investor, yields here are strong, especially for newer luxury buildings. And speaking of buildings, Edgewater's skyline is changing fast. We've got the Aria Reserve, which is a high-end waterfront project, Missoni Bahia, a branded residential tower that's turning heads globally, and more high-rise developments are going up every quarter, along with new retail and dining that's making the area more vibrant and livable by the day. Living in Edgewater means resort-style pools, state-of-the-art gyms, concierge services, and unmatched views, all in a highly walkable urban environment. This is modern luxury, but it's also strategic investment. There's a limited amount of waterfront land left in Miami, and Edgewater is sitting on some of the best remaining parcels. That means long-term appreciation potential is high. It's becoming a premium address for high net worth buyers who want exclusivity without being isolated. All right, now let's talk about a neighborhood that blends big businesses with bold lifestyles, Brickell. But first, if we haven't met yet, my name is Joe Biscaha, your Miami real estate advisor. My team and I have helped over 1,000 families find their perfect home here, and I know this city inside and out. Everything I share on this channel is up to date, relevant, and focused on helping you navigate Miami's tough market. So if you want smart, no fluff insights and a real shot at landing the best deal of your life, then make sure to subscribe. Now, here's the thing. I covered Brickell in other videos where I break down all the pros and cons of living here, but we've got to talk about it again because honestly, you can't talk about Miami's hottest neighborhood in 2025 without mentioning the city's financial powerhouse. So let's take a quick look at what's happening in Brickell right now. As of April 2025, the median sold price for a home in Brickell is just over $725,000. That's a 5.4 increase year over year. The median asking price in Q2 of this year sits at $729,000 with the price per square foot around $659. But that's just the median. If you zoom in on the new luxury developments, we're seeing price per square foot stretch up to $1,200, especially in branded towers like the St. Regis, Cipriani, or the Mondrian Oriental residences. There's still a wide range here. The lowest listing is sitting at about $200,000 and the highest is an $18 million penthouse. So Brickell remains one of the few neighborhoods in Miami where you can enter at multiple price points, but values are steadily rising. Now let's talk about how the people are buying here, because this is where it gets really interesting. Over 40% of sales in Brickell are all cash. And in the luxury condo segment, that number is even higher. This isn't driven by debt-heavy speculation. These are well-capitalized buyers, many of them international, who see Brickell as a long-term play. Demand is coming from Latin America, Canada, Europe, even domestic buyers from New York, Chicago, and California, who want a financial hub with a global edge. And it's not just residential real estate, commercial property demand is strong too. Brickell continues to attract major corporate expansions. We're talking Citadel, Microsoft, McKinsey, and more. You've got high-end office buildings under construction right now, helping Brickell reinforce its role as Miami's central business district and one of the top financial hubs in the US. Add in the new transit improvements, mixed-use developments, and a steady stream of luxury branded towers, and what you get is a 24/7 urban hub that keeps evolving. Brickell isn't just for office hours anymore. It's restaurants, it's rooftop lounges, it's luxury gyms, it's walkability. It's also home for thousands of professionals, couples, and investors who want convenience, lifestyle, and appreciation, all in one place. And that's what makes Brickell so unique. It's not a finished product, it's constantly reinventing itself. Yes, the skyscrapers and big money deals make headlines, but the real story is in the energy here, the momentum, the infrastructure, and the day to night lifestyle that few other places in Miami can match. So yeah, Brickell is booming in 2025. And for the full scoop on why this neighborhood continues to lead Miami's real estate market, I want you to check out my deep dive video about it. I'll link it up right here. But for now, let's shift gears and dive into a neighborhood that might just surprise you, Overtown. Now, this is where things start to really get interesting. Out of all the neighborhoods I'm watching closely, right now, Overtown is the one that's grabbing my attention more than any other. Overtown is a neighborhood full of history, full of culture, and full of heart, but also it's quietly transforming in a way that could make it one of the biggest game changers in Miami's future. Let's talk numbers first. Median sales prices in Overtown right now range from about $320,000 to $340,000, depending on the type and the size of the property you're looking at. Price per square foot, it's about $286, which is significantly lower than the adjacent neighborhoods like downtown, Wynwood, or Edgewater. That makes Overtown one of the last true ground floor entry points in central Miami. And demand is rising. Early stage investors and developers are circling, and as more projects come online, long-term appreciation here is looking very real. But this isn't just about property values, this is all about transformation with a purpose. Historically, Overtown was marginalized. It was overlooked, underfunded, and it was cut off from opportunity. But that's changing fast. We're seeing major public and private investments pouring into the neighborhood. You've got support from the Southeast Overtown and the Park West Community Redevelopment Agency, plus serious commitments from local developers and nonprofits. What's different here is the approach. This isn't the kind of fast, flashy gentrification that you see in other parts of the city. This is community-focused development with a real emphasis on preserving Overtown's cultural identity, investing in infrastructure, and creating opportunity without displacing long-time residents. It's about building a future that respects the past and includes the people who have been here all along. And the development boom is already underway. You've got cultural spaces like the Overtown Performing Arts Center, the Overtown Youth Center, and other community-driven hubs. New arts and entertainment venues are starting to open up, creating platforms for local talent and bringing fresh energy into the neighborhood. On top of that, we're seeing mixed-use projects that combine affordable housing with retail and public-private partnerships that are actually working. And these are all visible signs of transformation. from newer sidewalks to large-scale construction sites. And the location, well, that's the kicker, because Overtown sits right next to downtown Miami, Brickell, and the arts and entertainment district. You can literally walk or bike to major job centers, access public transportation within minutes, and you're connected to every major artery in the city. It really doesn't get more central than this. So while other people are busy chasing the next hottest zip code, Overtown is quietly building something deeper. A future rooted in the past, shaped by its people, and now open to those with the foresight to get in early. But let me tell you, I've watched this story play out before, and this feels a lot like Wynwood did in the early days. And what's coming next, you won't want to miss, because the next neighborhood we're headed to, that one was written off completely just a few years ago. And now it might be the biggest underdog success story in all of Miami. Just north of all the buzz in Midtown and the glam of the design district, you've got Little River, this low-key pocket that feels like it's about to blow up. And if you spend even 5 minutes walking around, you can tell something's coming. The old warehouses, they are turning into art studios. Indie coffee shops are popping up. You've got experimental galleries, creative collectives, and this quiet energy from entrepreneurs getting in early before the rest of the city catches on. This area reminds me a lot of Wynwood about 10 years ago, because back then Wynwood was industrial. It was overlooked, and not too much was going on unless you knew where to look. And now it's a global arts and nightlife destination. So Little River is following that same trajectory, but with a twist. There is a real focus here on preserving authenticity. Development isn't about forcing a lifestyle or branding the neighborhood into something it's not. It's about building with the community, not just on top of it. Right now, the transformation is picking up speed. You've got creative businesses and art studios moving into old industrial spaces. You have galleries and art projects that are laying down roots. There are new residential developments breaking ground. You're gonna have townhomes, boutique condos, and mixed-use buildings that actually serve the local community. But what's most exciting to me is the entrepreneurial energy. Startups, independent brands, and creative professionals, they are all planting flags here. And they're building a neighborhood that's collaborative, artistic, and grounded in real culture. Now, let's talk logistics, because Little River isn't just cool, it's connected. You're close to the Upper East Side, Little Haiti, Midtown, and the Design District. You have fast access to I-95, the 79th Street Biscayne Boulevard, and you're not far from Miami International Airport. It's also served by multiple Metrobus lines, and a tri-rail station is in the works. So the connectivity is only going to get better. From a market perspective, there is still a lot of runway here. Median home sale prices average around $395,000, with price per square foot at about $260 per square foot, which is low for Miami standards, especially this close to the urban core. I see listings as low as $148,000 for entry-level condos, and at the high-end riverfront lots end up going for about $1.6 million. Early stage investors are starting to pay attention, and the developers who are doing well here, they're the ones actually listening, not just dropping luxury boxes from the sky. There are townhome projects focused on the local workforce, mixed-use buildings with retail and public space, and a major commercial corridor revitalization that's helping small businesses grow. And then there's the big one, a $3 billion, 63-acre master plan called the Little River District. This project includes over 5,700 units of affordable and workforce housing, a new tri-rail station, green space, and retail. That kind of development doesn't just change real estate values, it changes trajectory. But what makes Little River special isn't just the price of one of the projects, it's the way things are taking shape, organically, creatively, with intention. You can walk around and see it for yourself. Artists building studios from the ground up, entrepreneurs opening shops that reflect the people who actually live here, developers working with the neighborhood, not bulldozing through it. And the secret sauce, it's something I learned firsthand by living in the neighborhood I'm covering next. And it's completely changing how developers think about what works in Miami. All right, now we're getting into territory where you might think that I'm biased because yes, I used to live here, but hear me out. Wynwood does have a lot going for it, and not just because it used to be home for me. There is real energy, real change, and some seriously exciting things happening. Like I mentioned in other videos, I was one of the first people to live in Wynwood, so this isn't just research. I have truly gotten a front row seat to everything unfolding here. And I'm telling you, it's wild how fast the energy is shifting. Every day I would walk out my door and I see it. New businesses opening up, new murals going up, new people moving in, new construction projects being built. It's one of those rare neighborhoods where you can actually feel the momentum and be part of it. Wynwood's always had this raw creative energy. I mean, it started out as an industrial warehouse district, a place with more grit than glam. Then the street art came, and suddenly it was on the global map. Murals turned warehouses into galleries. Artists from all over the world came to leave their mark. And before anybody could name it a brand, it became a movement. But what kept Wynwood real is that it didn't grow overnight. And it didn't grow by accident. This transformation has been largely organic. Yes, there have been developments. Yes, prices have been climbing. But at its core, there is still this drive to protect what made the neighborhood special to begin with. The culture, the creativity, the people. And what's happening here, it's become the blueprint that a lot of luxury neighborhoods, the ones that I'll talk about later, are trying to replicate. But you can't fake what Wynwood has. There's a thriving startup and tech scene here now. Co-living and co-working spaces are filled with young professionals, remote workers, and international creatives who want to be part of something alive. The small business ecosystem is strong and it's local. People are opening concept shops, bakeries, design studios. You don't see as many chain stores, and that's intentional. From a real estate perspective, demand is high. Commercial space here is outperforming the Miami average with tight vacancies, rising rents, and on the residential side, we're seeing more interest from both buyers and investors, especially for condos in that $650,000 range, depending on the property. Newer builds and fully renovated units are pushing $700 per square foot and climbing. And then there's the vacation rental market. Short-term rentals here perform extremely well. High occupancy, strong returns, and year-round interest thanks to the area's walkability, nightlife, and reputation. But what makes Wynwood stand out isn't just numbers, it's the balance. Even as prices rise and development moves forward, you still see community-focused design, mixed-use projects, and major infrastructure improvements rolling out. They're expanding the sidewalks, they're creating green spaces, improving connectivity, and still supporting public mural programs and cultural initiatives that keep the neighborhood's identity intact. There's a real effort to balance tourism with local needs to keep this place livable, not just visitable. So what started out as a gritty canvas for street artists is now a full-blown ecosystem of creativity, innovation, and bold entrepreneurship. Wynwood isn't done. It's still writing its next chapter. The murals may be iconic, but it's the energy behind the scenes. The startups launching, the locals building businesses, the intentionality to keep it real. That's what makes Wynwood feel like more than a destination. But now I want to shift gears and talk about two neighborhoods that bring a whole different vibe: Coconut Grove and Coral Gables. These are scenic, charming, and places with deep roots, the kind of lifestyle that people move to Miami for. These two neighborhoods tell a different kind of Miami success story. Not the fast rise of Edgewater, not the creative chaos of Wynwood. This is about lasting quality, character, stability, and heritage. Coconut Grove and Coral Gables have been pillars of Miami's charm and sophistication for decades. They're not chasing trends. They've set the standard for what redefined residential Miami living looks like. And right now, they're both showing strong, steady momentum. Let's start with Coconut Grove. As of April 2025, the median sold price for single-family homes was about $1.62 million, up nearly 6% year over year. But if you zoom out, the trendline is even more impressive. In late 2023, median prices were over $2 million, a 21% jump year over year at that time. Price per square foot is around $844, which reflects the demand for privacy, location, and lifestyle. On the condo side, median prices have also surged, hitting $1.24 million in late 2023, up 51% year over year. Now, in April of this year, we did see that 83% of homes sold below asking price, and that is worth noting. It doesn't mean demand is gone, it means buyers are negotiating again and they're being selective, especially at the luxury level. But the interest is still very real. Now, let's shift to Coral Gables, one of the most architecturally significant and prestigious neighborhoods in all of South Florida. As of April 2025, the median home sale price here was about $1.35 million, up a massive 29% year over year. Price per square foot is sitting at $737. Luxury townhomes like the Via Veneto project are commanding top dollar, starting at $5.7 million for 5,000 to 5,500 square foot homes. And in the condo market, Coral Gables is holding strong too, with a $1.8 million median sale price in Q1 of 2025 and a per square foot rate of about $859. Yes, that is a slight dip year over year, about 6.9%, but again, that reflects buyer caution, not a lack of interest. So what's really driving the demand here? It's not just pricing, it's the lifestyle and the stability that these neighborhoods offer. These are established, low-density neighborhoods with deep roots. You've got lush landscaping, large lot sizes, a mature tree canopy, and a real sense of community that's hard to find in newer developments. Families, affluent professionals, empty nesters, they all come here for different reasons, but what they're looking for is the same: privacy, safety, great schools, and the kind of long-term investment you don't need to second guess. Both neighborhoods feel residential, but you're still close to the action. Downtown, Brickell, and the airports are all just minutes away. You get the suburban calm without giving up the urban convenience. And what's fascinating is this: a lot of the growth in these neighborhoods is being driven by what's happening in downtown and Brickell. As those areas densify and prices climb, we're seeing renters, especially professionals and young families, cash out, move south, and put down roots in Coral Gables or Coconut Grove. They want space, they want permanence, and they're willing to pay for it. The development approach here is also different. You're not seeing huge towers or rushed approvals. You're seeing boutique projects like Beatrice Row, Athea Row, and Biltmore Row, all designed with the character and the neighborhood in mind. Zoning restrictions are tight, historic preservation is taken seriously, and community input is baked into every step of the process. That's why prices stay high. That's why demand is constant, and that's why these markets tend to outperform during volatility. If you're looking for a place to park capital and sleep at night, these are two of the safest bets in Miami. Coconut Grove and Coral Gables are impossible to replicate, and that's in a city that's constantly reinventing itself. That kind of timeless value, well, it stands out. But now, shifting gears, let's head to the heart of it all, downtown Miami. Finally, let's talk about downtown Miami, because this is where the next chapter of the Magic City is unfolding right now in real time. And no, it's not just about more skyscrapers or new buildings, it's about how the area is being reimagined as the true heart of the city. This is Miami figuring out who it wants to be. And you can feel that shift the moment you walk around down here. There are more people on the streets, new restaurants opening every week, public art, pedestrian walkways, green spaces, all coming to life in a way we haven't seen before. Let's start with the real estate numbers. As of April 2025, the median home sale price in downtown Miami is around $585,000 to $597,000. Price per square foot is around $771, which is holding steady despite the rapid growth. Now, if we zoom out a bit to look at the greater downtown Miami area, including Brickell and the Arts and Entertainment District, the median sales price for luxury condos is over $1.2 million. Price per square foot in Q1 of this year came in $710. But here's what really caught my eye. In Q4 of 2024, Greater Downtown saw a 33.3% year-over-year sales increase, making it the strongest performing market in the entire city. Yes, it technically still is a buyer's market right now, but that's shifting. And once you understand the scale of what's coming, then you're gonna see why. This isn't just organic growth, this is master plan transformation. The Downtown Miami Master Plan, coordinated by the Downtown Developmental Authority, is reshaping everything. We're talking about a unified strategy that spans the Central Business District, the Arts and Entertainment District, Brickell, and the waterfront. And the vision is clear: a more sustainable, more livable, more connected downtown. And it's not just a vision, the investments are real. We're seeing public-private partnerships driving major infrastructure improvements, real estate projects, and community spaces. So let's break it down. In the Central Business District, we're seeing office expansions and corporate relocations. The Arts and Entertainment District is growing fast with cultural venues, museums, and public art. Brickell's integration with downtown is improving with better walkability and shared amenities. And along Biscayne Bay, the waterfront is opening up, with parks, public access, and new recreational areas. It's a full urban ecosystem being built with intention. We're getting mixed-use developments that balance residential, retail, and cultural use. We're seeing wider sidewalks, greener streets, new parks, and improved transit connectivity, including expansions to the Metro Mover and the Bright Line, and the new circular systems connecting the entire metro area. And let's talk about the big one, Miami World Center. It officially opened in May of 2025, and this is a massive deal. A $6 billion, 27-acre mixed-use development in the heart of downtown. You have the high-end retailers like Apple, Lululemon, Sephora, and restaurants like Maple and Ash and Earl's Kitchen and Bar. There's 100,000 square feet of pedestrian walkways, an iconic central plaza called World Square, and entertainment like the Museum of Ice Cream and Lucky Strike Bowling. The residential options here, you're gonna have luxury condos and apartments designed for people who want that urban lifestyle. And what makes all of this work, what gives it staying power, is the foundation being laid underneath. New convention centers to support business tourism, expanded transit networks linking downtown to the rest of South Florida, public art installations and cultural investments, pedestrian-friendly planning, and even smart city tech integrated throughout the district. This is Miami growing. This is Miami maturing. It's finally becoming the true urban center of South Florida, not just a tourist destination like Bayside or a place to party for the weekend. We are finally seeing expansion in the business sector, tech, hospitality, and residential developments, and these are all coexisting in a way that's rare for a city this young. There's a vibe down here right now that's not forced, it's not artificial, but it feels earned. People are moving here for real reasons and they're staying. So if you've written off downtown in the past, I highly encourage you to take another look, because what's happening right now isn't just a side story, it's the center of everything that's coming next in Miami. What's happening in Miami right now goes way beyond a typical real estate cycle. This is a full-scale reinvention, and you can feel it. The city's growing fast, but it's also managing to hold on to what makes it Miami. From the cultural comeback in Overtown to the grassroots energy in Little River, the creative engine in Wynwood, and the urban transformation in downtown. Every neighborhood is playing a role in something much bigger, and here's the part that most people miss. The real opportunity isn't about trying to chase the next hotspot, it's about recognizing that Miami as a whole is evolving in a way that very few cities can. This is long-term, meaningful growth, and that's where the real value is. Now, if you've been thinking about making Miami home, whether it's for work, for lifestyle, or as an investment, my team and I are here to help. We know the Miami market inside and out because we live it every day. We've helped hundreds of people make the move, and we take pride in making the process strategic, not stressful. So you can shoot me an email, joe@joesellsmiami.com, no pressure, but let's talk about what's possible for you, whether you're ready right now or you're just starting to explore. 2025 can absolutely be your year, even in a competitive market like this one. And before you go, I want you to check out my next video. It's all about the top Miami neighborhoods for tech, finance, and AI in 2025. So if you are in the tech world and you're thinking of relocating, you don't want to miss it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.